and move on in the game.
Actually getting a Dark Shrine and double Stargate somewhere right now in the country that I'm in. There's a Dutch nerd screaming out of pure joy, and his name is Rotterdam, because he loves air upgrades and Dark Shrines. These things in combination, he's such a big fan of. The only thing missing here is a couple of cheeky Phoenixes to snipe the Overseers, but I think he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, Major still, Special still not scouting that third base. Like you said, he's just putting a hard contain on, building turrets. Might even, are those a couple of bunkers going up? This is going to be a tough spot to break out of. But, you know...
Yeah, so the single Adept is actually going to try to make its way into the main base. It's more of a scout, because I know Sound is obviously aware of that shield battery in the main base, so a single Adept is never going to get any
F in the chat.
This is F's in the chat, but this is actually good for a trap, because Time went for a mind game this game, where he went for the Marine first and then actually made a Reaper second, whereas usually it's if you go Marine first, very often it's a Reactor afterwards, or a fast factory. And Trap is gonna find it right away, so he's not gonna...
Game paused.
Yep.
Okay, there's a...
That was...
a little bit of confusion there.
Alright, a little bit of technical difficulty here, as we gotta work out how to actually unpause the game. Looks like that Reaper might have taken a shot or two that he didn't deserve to take, but we'll give it a minute. Yeah,
I wonder if it... Yeah, because Time actually only loses this because of the pause right now, which is really annoying. Usually if you react right away, and the Adept only gets one shot, it doesn't die. Okay, Trap is not gonna finish it. Is he?
Yeah, he's not
That is important. Another Hive afforded is quite expensive at this point in the game. Dark loses yet another Viper, now down to just 5, but then grabs one of Reynor's. It feels like that's mostly what's going to be the talking point. What? No! Hello?
No. Oh, Doc. I mean, it's just big because you imagine that Reynor might even rebuild a Viper or two somewhere down the line, and that maybe could have stopped it. That is a pretty big deal, as Reynor has a bottom right base that's been attacked, so he actually might lose this bottom right base, which means he loses the mine that he's meant to have.
Be so specific nowadays, now that it's gone.
It's World Championships, right? Like,
yeah.
It's whatever. As you see, attempt forward from Doc, and Reynor says, well, why would I, you know? I'm just gonna back it up. I'm in no rush. I've sat here for 45 minutes. I'll consider a couple more. Reynor is going to take game 5, and he is going to close out this series against Dog Zombie Grub. What a ridiculous way to start the day.
That was absolutely ridiculous. And all of the games that Reynor ended up winning felt like the game.
But I didn't defend because I underestimated it, because it was so late that I was like, I can just pull drones and kill it, and I couldn't. So, yeah, disaster.
Yeah. And that set you up, I mean... You actually predicted it, and then it went poorly. So what was your mentality like going into the rest of the series after that?
I didn't care, honestly. Like, I knew it was coming, and yeah, I didn't care. I don't really mind this kind of stuff. Like, it's just one game and 12 pull drone pull. I don't care. Go next.
Yeah, I think that's what makes you a player who's actually...
Oh no, Clem, your air controls just disappearing. Micro mistakes, landing in range of tanks. It ain't meant to be like this. This Liberator's not going to get a shot off either, and the tanks will survive to kill as much as possible as Clem tries to attack in. Everything's just... Oh no, ZG, it's horrible. This is not what you like to see from Clem. It's all gone wrong.
That was particularly bad. Just one thing after another. The Vikings land in range. Concave isn't even good enough. Auditor came down late, and Kier will take game 5. And that...
You know, it's funny, Zombie Grub, it's like those old caster habits just kick in. You introduce someone, and we know it's an unspoken rule. The second caster's supposed to introduce the second player. And part of me realized I had a huge opportunity to just literally say nothing and do the famed Artosis caster chicken.
Oh, I got in trouble last time I tried that. Literally pulled aside and told never do that again.
Yeah, listen, we did find it objectively hilarious, but never again on this broadcast or you're fired. And you're like, okay, all right.
It's close to that. It was close to it. Now, actually, that already happened when I was casting with Hearthstone last weekend. Very much not in the caster, I guess, repetitiveness, right? So he just kind of sat there waiting for me, and I was like, oh, and Time is going to have to evacuate with whatever is left over. 2 medevacs, that's about it. We got a little police chase in the third base that I guess is ultimately going to lead to the tank dying. still citizens arrest.
Oh my gosh, I mean, action is happening everywhere. Time lost a boatload of mining time with that double liver.
And now he's going to go forward and drop on top of these tanks.
Oh my
Reinforced
God.
Marines just showed up. Are they enough to clean this out? The Vikings might land as well here, Marine.
Wow.
No, he does not get it. I mean, those tanks somehow surviving throughout this. I think that anti-armor missile did a lot of work for Seoul.
Oh my gosh, and now we see Vikings landing. Siege tanks from Seoul finally not going to be enough. But the story of what was happening elsewhere. 2 liberators shut down huge amounts of mining. Another 14 workers from Seoul.
Zan is thinking about moving down this ramp. I mean, look at Cyril Sarando. He's ready to wrap in from the top and the bottom side. First abduct on coLULsus. Second abduct does reach over as well. And he's out of force fields, so these beams are going to roll on through. One coLULsus escapes from the prism. Cyril got a lot of good connections there. He backs up. A lot of Lings reproducing. Can Sound do something before the reinforcements are out? Maybe, but I'm doubting it.
100 Lings incoming. Adrenal Glands about to finish, which is a massive DPS boost for these Zerglings. Banelings keep rolling in. Colossi, they may as well just stay home. Beautiful hit on that Nova. I mean, that was great, but I mean...
Hey, did we say he needs to prepare against gateway units? Why don't you just caustic spray down all of the gateways? Then they're not a problem, right? Meanwhile, these queens do get into a little bit of trouble, though. So, Cyril, like I say, I feel like these queens weren't really meant to be here in this scenario. Forward to that tomorrow. We've got one more question for you. This one, a very special one coming in from the wonderful world of the TL forums. I don't know if you check those out very much. So this is from Pablo Sanchez, who asks, you and Maru have gone through stretches of invincibility within your respective regions, and for you globally in 2018, to the point that quarterfinal and even semi-final results are deemed an off day for both of you. Do you think that's frustrating or flattering, or maybe a bit of both?
I mean, don't really care too much, but I would say nowadays, with losing a bit more, it has been a little bit frustrating for sure, but in general, I kind of don't think about it too much and kind of just do my own thing. But obviously at this point, I would say it's a little bit on the bad side that people expect so much from me, but at the same time I also expect a lot from myself.
Alright, one final question from the TL.net forums. It's probably the best question to get asked today. From Pablo Sanchez, he wants to know, or they want to know, when you're golfing, what's the best part of your game? The driver, fairway, irons, chipping, putting? There's just lots of question marks, so I'm just going to assume he's just giving you options.
Well, I would say I'm not sure. The short game I'm the best around the green for sure. My putting isn't the best, but chipping is pretty good. I would say chipping. Chipping, that's my strong point.
All right. Perfect. Great answer. Thank you so much. I mean, I have no idea what any of that means. A little bit, but a bit out of my depth there.
Even though there is still the Terran army as oh my goodness, not one but two massive friendly fire Widow mines there. The first one in the medevac made you go uh-oh, but that second one perhaps hurt even more, Waddy.
Oh no, I
to just get the fight that they are looking for, those burrowed banelings. That's a lot of burrowed banelings. Maybe that's the way you can get rid of 16 goals. Oh my goodness, if that's the play, Waddy, hold my hand. No, Waddy.
No. The banelings, it's gonna happen!
It's so
I
good.
mean, I just never, right? Like, there was so many Valens he walked around.